Hi everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We're going to do a little quick walkthrough a recent RPPC haul that I got from Amanda Loves Everything over on Whatnot. It's just 10 cards, and then I'm adding in a bonus one. I scheduled them over the weekend. I believe they start coming out on the 18th, but there were some fun ones in here, so I thought we would just kind of walk through them together. Let's go. Alrighty, so like I said, I have I got 11 postcards, 10 that I got from Amanda Loves Everything, and then one bonus to show you. Again, these will be coming out tomorrow and the next day. Um, so I paid roughly $3 per card. The way Loves Everything does a lot of her shows is she do bundle shows. So there'll be a set price per card, per photo, whatever. And if you want it, you say bundle, and she'll put it aside in your pile. If more than one person wants it, she runs it, and then you can fight. So I got a bunch of cards from her at about $3 each. This first one was probably one of my favorites out of the set, and it's a grocery store, general store, labeled as Fred Moan. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Fred Moan Groceries, sample room. But what I really like about this one is it has a lot of interesting advertisement in it. The first one that popped out to me was right in the center here. Not sure how well you can see it, but it says Kellogg's Toasted Cornflakes. So that thought was pretty cool, and that's what a lot of these advertisements around the arch are as well. We have what was this one? Green trading stamps, I believe. We have P&G soap, Old Dutch cleanser. You got some of the staff and workers here. These two here, these round ones, were for type of beer. Let me see. I got the list here. I put a list at the end. Hopefully, people will look at that, since I'm sure no one's going to go and read the description, because who reads the description? But Eckert and Becker's best beers are in there. And then there was a really interesting one. Not sure if I got a good close up of it. But this one here, right in the center, best I can tell, and best that some others have been able to tell, because I did crowdsource a little bit, is it appears to be baseball returns, which may refer to back in the beginning of baseball, the early 1900s. Obviously, there wasn't live updates on TV and things like that, so folks had to rely on newspapers and other local venues to get their updates on baseball scores and so forth. At the time, newspapers often put out multiple issues a day, not just one in the morning, so people could go throughout the day and get their updates. And so my understanding is that this was a advertisement to let people know that they could get those baseball updates at this location. So that was neat. So I definitely wanted to highlight that as well. If you know anything more about that, please let me know. That was the best I was able to find on the interwebs. Flipperoo helped me get on the right track with that one. And so with these listings, I always try to put in some close-ups. So here you can see the P&G soap a little more. But just a really neat card. It's a cycle back, so it's early 1900s, somewhere 1904 to 1920s. I couldn't determine the location. I looked up Fred Moan Groceries and just the name and various things, and that name came up in a few of the Carolinas down south, but also a little bit out Midwest. The beer brand, the Eckhart and Becker's, is a Midwest, I think a Wisconsin brand, but obviously you can sell that anywhere. So if you have any ideas, by all means, let me know. But just an interesting card to start off with. This was a fun one. I spent probably way too much time looking into this one, but that's the fun and the danger of real photo postcards sometimes. I did start this one on auction for $50 plus shipping, and when this sells, you will see it in a What Sold video, and we'll figure out where it landed together. All right, this next one is definitely more my speed, more what I typically pick up, which is the people postcards. But this one was fun. you don't often see a lot of people smiling in the older photographs, and there's a number of reasons that that could be. One, a lot of times the exposure time and the time required to take these pictures is a lot longer than snapping on your cell phone or a digital camera. Sometimes it took a few minutes to set up, and depending on the lighting, the exposure could bend 30, 40, 50 seconds, especially in a studio setting. And smiling takes a lot of muscles. It takes a lot of muscles to smile for a while. So it's much easier to keep just a resting face, which often makes people look grumpy or unimpressed. And in many cases, I'm sure they were. But in this photo, we have all sorts of people who are laughing, smiling. We got this couple here. Looks like they're drinking from a crock or jug or something. Um, this lovely lady in the front here looks like she's got a piece of fruit or something. Her mouth is like kind of pursed, like she recently ate something, but also is still smiling at the same time. I don't know what this person has, like a sandwich or something. Um, Someone else, she looks like she's holding a roll, perhaps. But it's just a fun, everyone's having a great time. These two ladies on the side here with their big old hats. I'm not sure what that type of hat is called. I don't know if it's a sun hat, but wide rimmed, anyways. But they're holding hands, as you can see there. So just a nice aesthetic overall. They were sitting in the grass. Another Psycho back. Psycho being the stamp box. So you got the C here, the YKO. So that's again 1904 to 1920s. This one I'm starting on auction at 20. I don't really expect this one to go much higher than that, if at all. This is the type of card where, yes, I think there are probably plenty of buyers for it. I don't think I will get plenty of buyers looking for it at one time, which is what you need for an auction to really take off. Which is why, especially for ephemera, I tend to price my auction starts at my buy it now price. So if I only get that one bid, oh well, I'm happy with what I sold at. It may dampen the auction energy that some people go for by pricing really low, but then I don't have that disappointment of, well, it sold for one bid and I priced it at $5.99 when I knew it was at least a $20 card. So that's how I roll. You do your business how you like, but that's how I like to do things. This is another example of what we just kind of looked at. Two lovely women, extremely happy and smiling. I'm pretty sure they're twins. They're certainly related, if not twins. But they got matching hair, matching outfits. They both got books, which are another selling point. There are collectors who specifically look for photographs and RPPCs of people holding books, reading books, etc. I couldn't quite make out what the titles on these ones were. Sometimes you can. I had one I think I showed a while back that I could tell it was a Webster's Dictionary, which was kind of different. So I put that in the title. But this one's just a nice scene overall. Again, matching outfits, big old tree in the background. And then I just did my usual zoom-ins. And this one's got a Azo stamp box, 4 triangles up. So this is 1904 to 1918, roughly, for our dating there. This one I did price up a little bit above that $19.99 threshold. And I did that, again, because of the twin factor, the book factor, the smiling, just everything altogether I felt deserved a little bit of a bump. Now, one thing I do have to consider when I'm doing these pricings is once I go past that $20 mark, it's no longer eligible for eBay standard envelope, which means I then have to start charging for ground advantage. I mean, I could offer free shipping for that as well, but then you get the idea. So I'm not only raising the price $5, but I'm actually raising it more like $12 once you factor in the shipping. So things to consider as a online dealer of these things. All right, this one doesn't look like much, and I did put a somewhat aspirational price on it. But I picked this up because this is from the Philippines. This is showing the U.S. Army Department Commander residence in Manila, Philippines. I picked it up solely knowing that it was Manila, Philippines, and I figured I've done fairly well with Philippine cards in the past, so I couldn't go wrong at a $3 buy-in. I figured I'd at least get 10, 15 out of it, if nothing else. But this one has sold in the past 90 days, I think in the $30 range. I think it was either that or I've seen one listed higher that had a lot of watchers but didn't sell. It was one of those two scenarios. I forget exactly which. Give me a second. All right, so I figured it out. So this is one that is already listed. It's been listed for a couple years, I think. And you can see they have a higher price on theirs, $57.50, but they do offer free shipping, so it kind of balances out. But their conditions rough. They use a slightly different title format than I did, and with eBay, sometimes at least it feels like items that have been up a while can get lost in the system for a bit. So I've had luck selling postcards that are already listed, but I list mine at a better price, or a higher price rather, because they're newer listings, and then I play around with the titles and the SEO, etc. So we'll see what happens with this. I do have a buyer of Philippine items who has bought a few high-end items in the past year or so, including in the last month or two. So we'll see if they're interested in that. But in any case, I'm pretty sure even if I accept offers, it'll land somewhere in the $30 range at worst. So, all right, this was actually the first card I picked up during Amanda's Whatnot show, and I just like the playful nature of it. You got two young women here, one pushing another in a garden wheelbarrow, and then there's a nice little message in here. Did not recognize your pick at first. Let's see. Wonder who it could be. How do you like school? Be sure not to work too hard. So a cute little message. And on the back, you can see it was sent to the Keystone Normal School. There are collectors of this school and other such institutions, so which is why I prioritize that in the title as well. Was signed Edith, I believe, at the bottom there. I think that's Edith. And then obviously you have the receiver's name, Mr. Grant Rapp, all of which I included in the item specifics. Anything like that I can't fit in the title, I do put in the item specifics to try to catch that SEO for people looking for it. So I did price this one higher as well because of the playful scene as well as the normal school reference. And again, we will see how this one plays out together. All right. This one I picked up for slightly different reasons. Obviously, it's a really nice image of some young women's studio portrait. Nice fashion going on here with the big flowery hats, the dark gloves, and so forth. Obviously, a very intimate, cozy scene. But I really liked the hand script on this card. That's what really drew my attention to this one. Just a very interesting way of writing. I didn't even notice at the time that it, what it said. I just saw how it was written. So it says, when you're lonesome, think of the thistle joke, which, if you know what that means, please let me know. I tried to Google and it was not at all helpful, but it might just be an inside joke. But anyways, just don't forget your big friend in Chicago. It is dated on the side here, Chicago, August 16th, 1907, which is great. We have a location. We have a title. It also says, wait until we get to Pine Hotel. I didn't really do a deep dive on the Pine Hotel aspect. I just put that in the item specifics as another keyword hook. Again, described the women and so forth. And then the typography continues on the back. Had a fine time on the train. Our boys were at the depot waiting for us, so did not have any trouble with our baggage. And this one was signed Addie and sent to Miss Edith Gibbons in Wisconsin. So this just had a lot of going for it. A lot of interesting little history and tidbits and little hooks to find collectors. So I did price this one up as well. Again, some of these prices may be aspirational. I'm trying to get out of the habit of underselling things, which I've done for a long time, trying to be a volume seller. And I'm still a volume seller with the regular postcards, but with the more unique things like these real photos, I'm trying to really price things at what I believe they're worth, and then seeing where the market plays out. All right, this one was an okay buy. Now you look at the price and like, wow, that's $40. I would say that's better than an okay buy. And again, aspirational. This is not the only one of this card available. There are a handful of others that are priced maybe half the price or lower. Condition varies. Some of them actually have a caption on the bottom that mine does not have. but I used that caption to help inform what was going on here. And basically, this is an image from Teotihuacan in Mexico. We saw some of those some of that imagery from my Dater Cottage postcard haul. But we see people dressed up for ceremony, reenactment, something of the sort. You got Aztec warriors and so forth. And the way the caption was written, it was written in Spanish, was something to the effect of the Aztec emperor and daughter. So Montezuma and Montezuma's daughter, or something to that effect. I just kept it generic with emperor and emperor's daughter being these individuals here in the front. So that brings in a little bit of a hook. The Teotihuacan will bring in the hook for the people who like that location. And as you know from some of my wet souls, Mexico RPPCs just do well for me in general. So I listed this one as a buy it now because it is not a one of a kind. And again, we'll entertain offers and see what happens. I don't expect it to fly off the shelf, but I certainly think I will do fine with it in the long run. Nice thing about the $3 buy-ins is, I sell any one of these, I pay for the lot, and then there's no real rush or hurry to race to the bottom on the other cards. This was another card that, not my best buy, not a one of a kind. It is a more commercial RPPC. A lot of the times when you see this EKC on the back, they do tend to be a bit more commercial. It doesn't have to be, but often is. And this is showing a rifle range in Camp Callahan in California, outside of San Diego. Mine does have a bit of a tear here, so a little bit of a condition issue. And again, there are others of this listed. I think maybe 6 or 7. But it is a military scene, World War II era. There's a good, strong collector base for that. So $20, free shipping, offers available. I don't think this one will sit too long, and I don't think I'll do too badly on this one in the end. Probably, my guess will sell in the $15 to $16 range on offer. But, sometimes I get lucky and people buy it outright. So, all right, this one I liked a lot. Unfortunately, I couldn't get an ID on this one, but you have a bunch of handsome young men smoking cigars, it looks like, maybe some cigarettes too, but they're all standing in front of a freight rail car. I couldn't figure out, what freight car or where. You can see some of the text here, but it's just it's generic. It's just the category information. The actual specifics are cut off to the side here. But overall, just a nice composition, nice image, nice people. This guy's squinting something fierce, which I thought was just a fun added bit. They're all got their scally caps like I do, and flat caps, which is a nice aesthetic as well. So again, I priced this one up a little, maybe aspirational, but it has the train collector hook. It has some of the fashion hook. If you're a smoking collector, it's got that in there. So it's got a couple different cross collectabilities, and that's something I look for when I'm trying to decide which cards I'm going to pay up for. Again, this is an ASO stamp box on the back, so 1904 to 1918, because it's got the 4 triangles up. If the triangles are in different configuration, it's got different age ranges, etc. But we'll talk about that if we see it. All right, the last card I picked up from Amanda Loves Everything in this lot was not really a real photo postcard, but it was still unique, or at least unique in my experience. Perhaps other people have seen stuff like this more often. I don't know. But this is a sort of a regular floral postcard, carnations. But they put in an inset or an inlay, whatever the term you want to use, of a tintype. To be fair, the tintype is in not great condition. You can see a lot of oxidation or discoloration anyways on there. But you can see it's some sort of family portrait outdoors. A few women here, man there, young woman who looks like child. No writing on the back, but you can sort of see the indentation where they did their work. But overall, I just thought it was unique enough that for $3 I would give it a try. I priced it at $24.99 on auction. I honestly don't know. I had trouble finding comparables on this. So this might be way too high. It might be way too low. I don't know. We will test the market together. That's something that George over at the Antique Nomad likes to do a lot. And that is one of the fun things about the auctions is you do get to test the market a little bit. So, and then the last card I wanted to show you is a bit of a bonus. I got this from Jen717 on Whatnot a little while back. Paid, again, roughly $3 for this. It came out of a lot that I paid about $30 30 total. But then this one was different. I worked on this one yesterday. This will come out on the 26th, so you have some time to think about it if it's something you're interested in. But it's like a jewelry box display. Usually, when you see real photo postcards, they're of animals or people or locations, things like that. But once in a while, you get them of things or different unique scenarios. Think of the snowflakes that I sold around Christmas time. So this one has all sorts of pocket watches. You got little badges, rings, cameo pendants, and so forth. Some of them, like this down here, and this one looks to be the same, I think is Grand Army of the Republic, GAR pieces. Let's see if did I put a close up of it? Maybe not. It's best I got at the moment, but you can see, here I am trying to point at the screen. You can see two cross flags here. You got a heart with like a chain through it. Below it is like a badge or a shield that has a golden eagle on it. And then it has a WA to ME on either side. I'm not sure if that's supposed to represent Washington to Maine, so coast to coast kind of scenario. And then it's got almost like a sheriff kind of badge surrounding. And while I couldn't find this exact motif, it is a style that is very common among the Grand Army of the Republic pieces. And then again, you got some nice chains here. This was the other one. You can see there's a little bit of attachment there. Here's a nice little shield. Looks almost like Greek lettering up there, so maybe a fraternity, but I'm not certain on that one either. But in any case, this was just a nice, interesting one. This one has an ASO 4 square back, so this is 1927 to 1940s approximately. So I priced this one up as well at $30 starting auction because I couldn't find anything like this, so I have no idea where this will land. It, all likelihood, will either land on just one bid or I'll accept an offer for $20-25 at some point. But we will see. So that is my quick run through some of the cards I've been working on this weekend. Today is Tuesday, so I am listing photographs today, regular photographs, not RPPCs. So I'm going to get on that. And then later today, I will hopefully film some What Sold videos because I have to catch up on those. But let me know what you think, what your favorite cards were out of this lot. If you have any insights that I may have missed, because I am still learning as I go. That's one of the fun things about this kind of business, is we get to learn as we go. By all means, leave it in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.